Hello, AAC Universe, and welcome to the very first episode of our universe on the line. My name is Grand Admiral Joey. I'm going to be your co-host for this show, and I am joined with our other co-host, Aaron Waller. Aaron, what's going on today?
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Hopefully your mic's unmuted.
It is now. Yes, now I did.
Classic.
Classic,
This
exactly.
really is a classic.
Exactly, it is a classic. It's an oldie but a goodie.
Right. Well, I came to Aaron basically to with this show idea just to have a fun, relaxing, share some laughs, that kind of show type thing. So we won't cover things that are maybe covered in the channel for AAC already. We're maybe gonna just look at some funny viral videos, maybe look at some memes, and just have a good time and with other things that are in our pop culture. So from there, we just started compiling ideas for the show when I came to Aaron about it. And I'm super proud of what we've built and how we'll be able to really interact with our community. The show is going to be a little bit higher on the PG-13 scale rating. So it's not going to be something that you're probably going to want little Tim Tim watching. So just keep that in mind for the show, because when, we're going to be looking at funny videos, reacting to things, and a lot of it is like, viral type stuff. So when people fall off houses in viral videos, they don't say, gosh dang it, my dang knee, it got all busted up and stuff. They have other words, very colorful and funny words for that kind of reaction. So I'm super excited. Aaron, are you excited for what we got planned?
I'm very excited. I don't know some of the things because we've tried to keep them a little bit more secret from each other, I guess, to surprise each other. But I'm still excited to see where we take the show and what we're going to do here. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so like he said, we've both kind of compiled content for this show in secret from one another. So he has content, I have content. We're going to have kind of our first reactions to it, and then your first reactions as well. So if you're in the chat, let us know what you're thinking about what you're seeing, and we'll go ahead and jump right into things if that's cool with you, Aaron.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so the first thing, so we want to cover like funny stuff as well, but more serious topics like I was talking about. So the first topic I want us to kind of talk about is the Blizzard news that's out there. I don't know if y'all have heard about it.
There's a blizzard coming. No, I'm just kidding.
Right, there is a blizzard coming. Very, very bad, horrific blizzard coming. But before we get into the first segment, I just want to say that it's best to put out a trigger warning, because the story that we're about to talk about is a topic that does... We're going to be abbreviating some things in this topic because it is a more twisted a news event that's happening. So we can't say exactly what's happening, but we're going to be referring to it as SA, the letters SA, but it basically stands for blank assault. You can look into it further, but it's SA is what we're going to call that. So again, another warning, this isn't for your kids. Let's go ahead and jump into what's going on. So Blizzard, the company that made many MMO games like World of Warcraft, I almost couldn't say that, Overwatch, Diablo, StarCast, many others like that, is in some deep trouble right now with the state of California. Aaron, do you know about what's going on and what's happening with Blizzard?
I know nothing. I basically distanced myself from Blizzard and WoW back in the day when I was playing WoW. I got up to like a level 15 or something like that, and then my character and account disappeared. So rather than going back to rebuild it all, I didn't bother. So anything Blizzard related, I have no idea. So please go ahead and enlighten us.
Well, then it's probably best that you've distanced yourself already based on what we're about to talk about. So to sum up the theme for this topic, Blizzard has been discriminating women with lower pay and with lower roles in the company opposed to their male counterparts. So that's the first part of the story that we're going to kind of talk about. There has also been many women that have come out and said that they've been harassed and essayed by the coworkers and management. So they are continuously hit on and are the center of like sexual comments and jokes, including R-word jokes, which is just so bad, especially in a workplace. Nobody should have to put up with that at all, but in a workplace with your coworkers, That's just crazy horrible. There's been women that have accounts of them being groped while at the workplace, and women have even explained um, they've even explained a thing that happens at the work called a cube crawl, which is where the management or employees will encourage each other to get drunk and then crawl through the cubicles of these women's seriously horrific stuff, like I was saying. Um, so yeah, it's sad because it's Blizzard, which has made a lot of awesome games. Like Aaron, like you've said, I think we've all probably played WoW and then Diablo and StarCraft like that. So it's really horrible that this kind of stuff is going on. But that's what's happening right now. Blizzard versus California. They're doing some investigations.
That really sucks. I mean, you sold this show to me as something fun and exciting and hang back loose, and you hit us with a hard one right out of the gate, Joey.
You know, it's a good point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I probably should have emphasized that this is topics that we probably wouldn't cover on the rest of the AAC channel. So we are going to have some good times and some laughs, but yes. this is the place where I do want to talk.
I mean, it's terrible, obviously. It's something that I think definitely deserves to be talked about because a lot of these women are experiencing something that no one should experience. So the fact that these ridiculous things even still happen in this day and age is absolutely absurd. But I guess I would rather have it. I mean, it shouldn't happen at all. But in the event, because it's happening, I'd rather have it be exposed, have it be talked about, have it be in the conversation to prevent it in the future, rather than it just continue to be an underlying issue. So it's horrible, it's horrific, but I'm glad that, actions are being taken. I just hope that in the end that things go the proper direction, whether those being the parties responsible are held accountable for it, or whatever you want to call it, justice being served. But I hope that result is happens.
Definitely, and the people have asked, so why don't you just report this to supervisors so that this can be resolved? Like I said, they're getting this treatment from coworkers and management and from their supervisors that either don't acknowledge the behavior or straight up encourage the men to do this in the workplace. And that includes the CEO of Blizzard, who knew about this and probably enabled a lot of the assaults that happened. Yeah, kind of. So
crazy.
You
can't even say, "Oh, I'm going to go above the supervisor," because it even goes to the top, and that's not, makes things even worse.
Yeah, it goes straight up to the top, to the head guy. So that's why there's kind of been no repercussions about what's happening onto these victims. In fact, the official court document says that the World of Warcraft senior creative director, Alex, and I'm going to butcher his last name, it's like Recibizi or something, was referred to, get this, as Bill Cosby by his colleagues, and the company's and his company suite was known as the Cosby Suite. Probably not because he was a great father figure to these employees, but yeah.
I wonder if a lot of these guys who get accused of this are like, because in my mind, I know this is going to be totally off topic, but I guess that's what this show's for. If they're like the guys that work at GameStop, like they always have to like have like a neck beard and like all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're, because when you imagine like a CEO, right? They've got to be more like the uptight type of guys. But I don't know, for some reason I would imagine at Blizzard it's the guys that work at GameStop. And like that sort of stereotype going into it. So I don't know. It's harder to imagine, I guess. But at the same time, with great power comes great responsibility. A topic we'll get to in a minute, or in this episode. But it's really gross. But at the same time, I guess I'm just trying to make light of whatever horrific situation this actually is, which probably isn't the best method to take. But in terms of my commentary for it, it shall.
And we love our GameStop workers.
We do.
Here we go and stereotype.
They keep their stocks high, or
keep our stocks high, or keep them low so we can buy high. But we do love our GameStop workers. I think I should say.
I used to work at a store that was not exactly GameStop, but it was kind of similar to it. And when you have to go through and either put the products in those little sleeve thingies and put them all in the drawers behind the counter like they have, it's a tough task. Yeah, it's a really difficult thing. I mean, we used to have like a buffer to like clean like various discs, and if you weren't careful, you'd burn the disc, and then that product's ruined. It's not an easy job. Like it can be fun if like you're a nerd like me, but if you're like having to sort through all those things and then maybe sleeve 4213 isn't between 4211 and or 12 and 14, then you have to go searching through all the packets. It's a nightmare. So
oh yeah, it sounds like
it's definitely a war zone in there, and they don't get treated well for various other things. So, and I know how we went. Don't know how we went from Blizzard to GameStop. My terrible reference,
well,
but
we do love you, GameStop.
We do love GameStop
and Blizzard women.
Yes,
we're supporting you both.
Yes.
So just gonna kind of skip some things. Because I can already tell I'm killing the vibe for this whole show. We probably should have saved the more serious stuff for the end of the.
We want to have fun, Joey. Stop
I know, but I just wanted to make this of light because we probably wouldn't talk about it on the rest of the AAC channel. Basically, there's no safe place. If the head people, your management, your employees, not even HR is a safe place for these women. You could go to them with their problems, but they call them unsafe or untrustworthy because they then leak those complaints or those things they talk about to their abuser. So it's really, really horrible what's going on. And Blizzard's, their first official response to the lawsuit and to the investigation is that this type of behavior from unaccountable, I am so sorry, state bureaucrats is what's driving many of the states from California. I am so sorry. I butchered all of that. Hang on. I'm going to start over. So this type of behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats is what's driving many of the state's best businesses from California is what I meant to say. So you can tell really just that's locking in the picture that Blizzard has no remorse for what's going on, which is absolutely horrific. Especially everything that's happening, and I only hope that the business that they are driving away from California is maybe to jail. So, and it's unfortunate because there's nothing happening. There's no like development even with World of Warcraft right now. They've already said they're kind of stopping everything. Aside from all of the women abuse that's happening, but now the company's not even moving forward. They're not even getting any new games happening, and that's kind of all I have on that story. That's how I guess we're gonna start this show. So yeah, any kind of last thoughts on?
I just hope hope that these the women affected do get some type of justice in this grand scheme of however you want to call it, and I don't know. I just hope it all works out, that the proper people are held accountable, and it's not just going to be a issuing a statement of apology, but everybody keeps their job type of thing. I think that's something that needs to go much further beyond that, but I just hope it all works out for everybody to the benefit of making sure everyone is treated fairly and treated as equals as they should be.
For sure. Well, that's kind of gonna wrap up this news section. So that's one of the portions that we want to have in this show is just kind of a news, what's going on. We wouldn't talk about in other pieces. We do have another news section part that's a little bit higher in spirits. So Aaron, I'm gonna kind of let you take it from here.
Okay, now that Joey's brought down the damper of the room, let's bring it back up a little bit, shall we? Yeah, we'll go back to SpongeBob and the Stormtrooper breakdancing and all that stuff. Okay, so the news segment that I brought is related to Spider-Man, probably the only thing that has been on my mind for the past few months. So the news segment that I'm bringing is that the Spider-Man No Way Home, I keep calling it Far From Home, that was the last one. No Way Home, which is Spider-Man 3, has not had a trailer, it has not had a poster, nothing. This movie's coming out in December, and
dead silent.
It's been complete radio silent. We're like, okay, they'll give us something after Falcon and Winter Soldier. Nothing. All right, they'll give us something after Loki with the multiverse. Nothing. It's been radio silence. I do have a hunch that it's going to happen soon, though, because just today or yesterday, on the on the Marvel's YouTube channel, their Marvel Entertainment, they dropped something about like the first two movies and how like they're available for whatever, or like a recap something. So I have a feeling we might be inching closer and closer to it, but that hasn't stopped the fans. So the fans of all of these in the movie theaters have been putting up fan-made posters rather than the legitimate actual Marvel poster because it doesn't exist. So I wanted to bring a couple of examples as to what's been in theaters that they've been promoting, because they have nothing to promote. They can't say, hey, make sure you come to the theater, which is already kind of a dying business, especially for Marvel. I guess the theaters lost a ton of money because of Black Widow and it being simultaneously on Disney+. But it's a lucrative business for Disney because they get to 100% keep anything that they bring in revenue-wise for Disney+. Whereas they kind of have to split it amongst like the theaters and a couple of other businesses when it actually is in theaters. So it's a tough gig for sure, but theaters want people to come back. So how are you going to do it with a big event like Spider-Man? I mean, I didn't go to G.I. Joe because I had no interest in it, but that was only in theaters. So you really got to drum something up. And how are you going to do that with a big franchise like Black Widow, like anything Marvel, Star Wars, DC, things like that? So we wanted to take a look at some of the posters. Anything you want to add before I jump into these?
Do you think that the people, so these have to be like mom and pop type theaters, like small town theaters,
I didn't get that far into finding out how big they were per se.
It's got to be like somebody that has no clue.
That's a good point.
Do you think they're doing it on? Well, I guess I should back up. Do you think they're doing it on purpose, or do you think
that Marvel's not releasing it?
No. Do you think these theaters are like, well, we don't have anything, let's just throw something out there, or do you think it's just a just somebody who doesn't know that's just like, oh, this is the poster, cool, let's put it up? Like,
I think it's more. I think it's
what
just
drives you to post up like a fan-made poster for this?
I think it's this exact situation where you have a movie that's coming out. What is today? It's almost August. In like 2 or 3 days, it's August, which is like what, the 8th month, right? So this movie comes out like December 17th. So we're talking about we're getting closer to like 5 months of time. Keep in mind, a lot of these movies start advertising up to a year, or even sometimes further than that, in advance, whether that be with like a teaser poster, a first look, an actual trailer, which usually comes out a couple of months ahead of time. So because of the unfortunate worldwide situation we all find ourselves in, we can't say the word on YouTube, otherwise we'll get flagged for it. Because of that, people have to sort of get creative. And just like I'm having to make up this fluffernutter word for what to call it so I don't get flagged, you kind of have to just work with the situation. So I think that because it's already kind of a dying business, even before this worldwide situation, it's kind of tough. I mean, they got to just drum up whatever business you can. I love going to the movie theaters, but I don't really want to go back unless it's going to see something I want to see. So most likely I won't do it unless I'm going to see Spider-Man, unless it happens to be at home too, then I might not bother to go see it. But like maybe even into 2022, like the Batman movie, there's really nothing I'm looking forward to see in the theaters, so they're not drawing me in, and especially if I can see it at home. So these theaters have to do something, be like, hey, look, it's coming, you want to make sure you come to the theaters. Otherwise, they're going to lose out on that business, and it's just going to be another dying breed from what's going to be considered the age of the dinosaur. It's going to go along with Blockbuster. It's going to go along with all those services that no longer exist because the world has just moved into a different direction. So I think it's intentional just to try and keep their businesses and heads above water for as long as possible. But that's another sad topic. So let's go ahead and look at some of the posters and react to those instead. So let me go ahead and switch my...
Alright. I'm going to grab the first poster here. And I haven't seen these yet, so I'm excited to see what's... Number one. Okay, I'm going to open that up. I'm getting the first look, and here we go. I'm going to share screen right now. go. Yeah, you want me to bring up the first two? Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, okay, so these are like... Wow. All right, here we go. I've got... So here are 1 and 2. I think you should see those now. I guess so, yeah. Right? That is so crazy. Yeah. I have to say, that's such a horrible poster. Like, you can't... It's so low quality. How did you fall for that? Like, even, like, the names up here, and I like the theme. Like, they hit the theme. Yeah, maybe. That is so nuts that wow, a movie theater thought this was a good idea to post it. This was the official poster of You think so? I actually like movie 2 poster. It's cleaner. Like, you can read everything. Yeah. Yeah. You wanna... Okay, you're gonna blow it up. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. What do you get? Mhm. Right. Oh, I see. Okay. Out of these two, it's not your favorite? You prefer the left one over... All right. All right, I'm just gonna... I think I can just... Exhibit number 3, sir, on why somebody messed up on their one job. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull number 3. Okay. I like that. I have never heard of Boss Logic, but just by the name, it fits. I see. Oh yeah. The glass dome thing. Yeah. All right. I'm thinking. Yeah, it is really good. It's really nice. It's a little too illustrated, I think, but of course it is an illustration. They didn't just pull like photos and stuff from the movie. So he did illustrate it, yeah. I have to say this would be number 1. Number 2 would be number 2. And then the last one, but still to even like consider these for your if you owned a theater and you were like, this is it, this is the official one, trust me guys. It's just, it doesn't seem right. Somebody, I wonder how many of us geeks would have went up there and been like, actually the poster isn't out yet. Right. Actually. Oh, really? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, maybe we're having technical difficulties. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Okay. Now everybody can probably hear me. So nobody probably heard me that entire time. But because nobody said it in the chat, we're just gonna ignore it. But yes, I was saying the poster number 1, which for some reason is not visible. There we go. Poster number 1, poster number 2. Definitely not the greatest. They look, especially poster number 1, looks horrible. Poster number 2, questionable, but the creme de la creme is poster number 3.
Right.
It is just so much better. So much better. That was basically what I ranted about for the past however long nobody could hear me. But
hey, we're not, as I said in our other streams, we're not professional.
This is a multi-million-dollar stream that we have produced, and
first we built up your vibes.
Yep.
Just to crash them down.
It always on episode 1, Joey. Always on episode 1 do we have these problems.
All you heard me say the whole time was actually, actually,
because the first stream we did for Loki, I goofed it. I made it. I'm gonna go back to
go ahead.
Live stream here with us too. So I goofed the very first one and made it VR. Why? I didn't even know that was a setting. But then we had to start a new one, which that went okay. There were hiccups, but this one, I mean, we're gonna have hiccups on the first episode. We kind of nailed it by the 6th episode. I think on episode 3 or 4, and then episode 6, we were rocking and rolling. But just in case we ever run into these issues. Comes up. But we'll try as best to not make that a thing.
That's all right. Well, I think that that's going to conclude our Spider-Man poster part.
Yep. That was a good fun time for whoever could hear me at the time.
Whoever could hear it. I heard it. I thought it was great.
Cool.
So I guess now we'll just take a moment, pay some bills, help keep the lights on in this place, and help maybe get some more budget for our stream.
It would be greatly appreciated.
Yes. So make sure you head over to animatedapparelcompany.com. And actually, I'm gonna can you switch back over? I'm gonna go to
Let me bring you back up here
now, just so you can see what we have so beautiful over there. All right, I'm hitting share.
Hold on 1 second. Let me bring you back in. I gotta do some quick adjustments here on the fly.
And it's there when you are. So while you're getting that, I'll just tell you, make sure to head over to animatedapparelcompany.com. We have awesome merch that literally comes out almost daily. We have awesome backpacks, as you can see. We've got awesome shirts, tank tops. I mean, look, we got collectibles. These Looney Tune clothes are everything that I live for. I love this Yosemite Sam tank top. It's my favorite. I told Russell about it every time. Russell is the CEO. Every time I see him, that I want every one of these Looney Tunes shirts. We got Transformer stuff. I mean, we've got it all. We've got everything about our blogs pretty much coming out daily. We've got stuff about the Weekly Geek. We've got it all. So make sure you head over there. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to come out and say it that using code Joey is the superior code for now for this channel. So if you want a code to be awesome, if you want the code to work, to get 20% off, use code Joey. Whatever Aaron's about to tell you about his code is all false. It's all wrong, but I'll give him a chance to talk about it.
My code is superior in all ways possible. Aaron20 is the best one. I don't have a graphic for it. I should have, but I don't. Just to one up you, I should have made it myself a graphic and then just left you to just say,
right
"Oh, let me put."
I have no control over that. You do, and that would suck.
Let me just campaign for mine and then whatever. Those backpacks are pretty cool though. I like the. Although I'm not a super huge fan of the. I think there was a Miss Marvel one, or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel one looks pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh man, I didn't even see that.
I think the Captain Marvel, the Wonder Woman, and that Black Flash one definitely have to be my favorites.
Yeah. And drop either of our code. Of course, mine's the only one that works for this show.
He runs he makes the codes, mind you.
I do make the codes. Use one of those codes. Get that backpack 20% off using either of the codes. So yeah, that's the store. Of course, make sure you haven't subscribed if you haven't already to our YouTube channel. We've got daily content going on over there, including these streams, which we're getting a lot better at doing. We eventually, once we get to episode 6 of these shows that are going to come out weekly, then
well, we're going to be coming up on some really good practice. Let me tell you that, and right. we'll definitely make sure that things work properly.
Right, and we've got tons of content over there, so once we do finally get it all figured out, in the meantime, we've got, other things to check out, like our Loki live stream. If you haven't, watched Loki yet, do it with us. We've got awesome stuff about history of. Aaron's got an awesome show that comes out weekly, every Saturday, covering superheroes from DC and Marvel. He did a Black Widow one, which you can see right there. He did, go back. We got the history of Kane, the Conqueror, and Starro. So we've got awesome stuff over there weekly all the time, so make sure you check it out. And I'm going to jump out of share screen, Aaron.
Okay.
All right. So the next thing we've got on our agenda, we're just going to, keep things loose. Like I was saying, we're going to continue having fun. We're going to try to have as much fun as we can. So the next thing I want us to kind of to look at is I've got some funny videos, some funny memes. Ooh. And I'm just going to get those prepped. Aaron,
yep.
If you can just...
let me know when you're ready.
You got it.
What do we got going on in the chat over here? We had Creativities from the Future. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for showing up. If you are here with us live, go ahead and leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe and ring the bell notification if you haven't already. As Joey mentioned, we have new content daily. We have my History of series every Saturday. Joey has his Weekly Geek every single Friday. We're getting ready to do a lot of streaming and a lot of things you want to make sure you are staying on the pulse of AAC, so you don't miss out on that stuff. Anything else we want to cover?
No, I think
before we jump into more videos and memes.
Yeah, I think Creative of the Future, his comment was...
I think that was with the our opening topic.
Yes.
Let's just say that. It had nothing to do with Spider-Man or anything like that. It was the opening topic.
Right. I totally forgot to send the memes over. I got some memes. I got us some funny videos. I do have the funny video, so I'm just going to...
If it's the orangutan peeing in its own mouth, I've seen it.
No.
I feel like that's the classic meme, or the classic original viral video. I don't know if that's true or not, but I like to think that it is.
Well, I thought I had...
Or Charlie bit my finger.
No. This. Okay, so I can't find the memes, but I'm gonna show you a funny video that I at least have.
Okay.
And
let me know when you're ready to jump over.
Got it. This video that I found. Just gonna pull it up real quick. I'm pretty sure we can play this sound. hopefully the sound comes through.
I think
so,
if you have, do you have that setting on your side to share sound?
Yeah, let me do that.
Because I think that's probably going to be our biggest.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna hit share screen, and that is. Let's see.
Music's pretty good. Joey picked the music. We have different music for this show than the other show.
There we go. Here's the share. So cool. Okay, so just gonna make sure that you can hear the sound. Real quick.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Please allow me.
It's just gonna be muted for a minute while Joey works through his whatever it is he's working through. But things are going pretty good. I'm enjoying this stream. I was a little bit anxious for it, just because we got a lot more moving pieces in a watch party. But thankfully, things are going fairly smoothly for the most part. Still have a hiccup here and there, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We live and we learn.
I'm pretty sure.
Alright, we're going back to you, Joey. We're back to you.
I'm back. So it's this lady I found on Instagram. She is so funny. It's called like my Korean grandmother or something like that. She is got her Instagram, and it's like I said, it's already funny. So I'm gonna just show you what we got here.
Okay.
So here we go. So it says when you're babysitting your grandchild and you start cooking the chicken in the oven. So here we go. Just enjoy. Did the music work? Did the sound work?
I didn't hear any sound on
Oh
that one,
god, no! Why didn't the sound work? No. Okay, Aaron, switch it back to yourself. I
All
gotta
right.
figure this out.
We're going back to me. Just me now. But while Joey's... Are you still working over there, Joey? Okay. Okay. We're going to try it again. I've been given the signal that we're going to try this again.
Here we go. So it's whenever you're ready to.
Alright, we switched back to our video now.
All right, here we go. All right, let's do it for real this time. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Every time. Did you hear the sound that time?
That time I heard the sound, so I can at least I heard it. I don't know if anybody else on the
I
stream
hope
heard it.
everyone else.
I
heard
hope
it.
so.
This stream has if they didn't hear this, then
If anybody's seen Bo Burnham's Inside, then you may already know the
is that what that's from?
Yes, absolutely amazing special.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh,
You have to watch Bo Burnham's Inside. Now, that particular version, where it like does like the pausing and loading, that doesn't happen. But it like the laugh is part of a song he does called "Welcome to the Internet," which is absolutely amazing. The entire special is amazing, to be honest with you. Bo Burnham is probably one of my favorite comedians, but
right.
highly recommend checking that out. But you know, these ones are actually really, really funny. Like when you have like those realization moments of, let's go back to us here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we aren't just looking at this old lady with the chicken. But like, where was I going with this? Like those realization moments of like, oh, something's funny, but also it's like really terrible. Like I've seen a couple of different like TikToks and other videos like that, but they're absolutely hilarious. And I think Bo Burnham's Inside has been used in so many different contexts lately that
Right.
it's hilarious no matter which way. He's a bona fide genius, and I love his stuff.
Well, genius. I agree with that. I love Bo Burnham as well. I guess I didn't I didn't see that. I didn't even know that was part of it.
Have you
I know
seen
that,
Inside?
like, TikTok. No, I haven't seen
No.
it. That's his newest one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it, so I haven't added it to the list.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But-
if you're of the generation of the mentally unstable and going through a tough time through these precedented times we're living in, you will probably relate and understand to a lot of it. If you're outside of that, probably not so much, but it's still a really good time. Bo Burnham, like I said, is a genius and so funny in so many aspects. But like, you kind of have to really pay attention to a lot of what he says in his comedy because he'll have like various jabs through it, and he does like music and all these other little things that it's. I like to say you don't watch Bo Burnham, you just experience it. He's a one-man show, and without going on too much of a rant on Bo Burnham, I love him. I love his special, and everybody should watch it.
Yeah, you've got a great love for him. It's almost as great as my love for this this channel that I found, the R Filipino.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that it was for our channel.
No, for our channel as well. Yes.
That was a bait and switch.
Yeah. No, for the grandmother as well. And actually, I'm gonna share the screen one more time. Hopefully the sound works again, and just flip through a couple of these videos because she has 140,000 followers, a lot more than I do. But
a lot more than we do, sir.
Yeah, a lot more than we do. Yeah, true. So I think it would be so cool to have like her on the show sometimes. I'm just about to. I'm gonna share right now. There we go. Boom, bada bing. Share. And then I'm just gonna double check to make sure that share sound. Okay. So she has like a ton of these type of videos. So I'm just gonna flip through these. We can react to them together.
Sure, let's go for it.
And I haven't seen probably most of these. I've seen a lot of them, but probably not most of them. She posts a lot. So well, yeah, let's just go through it. Sound please. Okay, I'm gonna mute it just because I don't want us to get demonetized or taken.
Yeah, you're gonna get us flagged.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to. So yeah, sweet old lady. I mean, look at her. And the sweet kid. Let's keep going. Next one. A little sound for you.
But that you actually find slightly annoying.
Oh, there's a kid.
What's?
This reminds me of my grandmother.
Hey, can you help me? Are you a gardener? Because I like your tools.
No. So yeah, okay, that's our Filipino grandmother. I love this. I think she is so funny, and I say big shout out to her. So go subscribe.
And if anybody can get us connected with what's her name, our Filipino grandma.
I'm gonna reach out to her cold call, but if you know her directly, that would be.
Let's get her on the show. Let's get.
Yeah.
It may be adventurous, advantageous, whatever.
Right.
A big lofty goal, but let's get Filipino grandma over here.
Heck yeah.
Let's see what Filipino grandma's up to.
All right, and so yeah, that's. I guess I don't have. I had some Spider-Man memes lined up, but since our show is already a trash fire, I don't have them right now. So I guess let's go ahead and just jump into the last part of our segment, which is our Ask Me Anything segment. So
the part I was looking forward to the most.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that. So I've got just a couple of questions lined up for us. These are from people from our social media and just some that I've thrown in there as well.
Cool.
So first one, is cereal a soup? I think that's the age-old question. What is your thoughts on cereal being a soup? What defines a soup, in your opinion?
I mean, I guess a soup would have to be defined as anything that has like it's hard to say because
is a soup cold or is it hot? Does it have?
There's both. There's gazpacho. There's like split pea soup is typically more of a cold soup, isn't it? Soup does not have to be hot.
I've always been on the fence that cereal is a soup. I say cereal can be a soup.
I would say cereal is a soup. I mean, it fits most of the criteria of having, for lack of a better phrase, a lot of different solids, like solid pieces, kind of like in a liquid, like whether that be meat and vegetables or sugary cereal. Cereal by itself is not a soup. I guess that's where we have to start drawing the line. Cereal in a container with a liquid would definitely be, but if you consider cereal by itself, a box of cereal, because that's also just called cereal, then no. So I guess it depends on mostly the context.
So you gotta have that morning soup.
Yep.
All right, next one. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant? I'm gonna say one. If the elephant was to ingest the chicken, salmonella. Can elephants get salmonella? I'm gonna say one. One chicken could potentially kill an elephant. Do you agree or disagree?
You know, I was gonna say one also.
Really?
I want it to be an army, but let's be real. I mean, realistically, a single chicken could probably do it if it was ambitious enough. I think like aren't like geese like super aggressive or like ducks or something like that too. So
Yeah.
I would imagine they're around the same family. Plus, okay, go out on a limb with me here.
All right.
The chicken, if I remember this fact from like forever ago, is the closest living relative to dinosaurs.
That's a good point.
So, I'm gonna say just one can handle that job.
Yeah.
Taking down an elephant?
If your relatives were dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, I hope
Yeah.
they were.
Oh yeah.
Or at least the
so-
Neanderthals that were around when dinosaurs were.
Yes. Yes. So this next question is probably going to be one that I'll let you hit on the most. So who would win in a fight, Superman or Batman?
Ah,
I would have to say Superman right off the bat. Just on
I
the small
I
things that
cannot.
know.
I cannot
Really?
go against this guy. I cannot
you're
do
gonna-
it. I gotta go with Batman. He's the master strategist. He, although is a human, he's gonna be 10 steps. Let me tell you, Justice
All right.
League Doom is an animated movie that that I highly recommend you should watch. It's basically Batman has plans and contingency plans of taking out every single member of the Justice League. Now, these plans get taken by some evil person, I don't remember who exactly off the top of my head, and basically used against them. But he already has a contingency of how to beat Superman and everybody already. The guy's done it all. I don't think I can go against Batman.
All right then. I guess we're going to be divided on that. I would
Money
just say
money
because
is
what-
the
you know,
ultimate superpower, and
I don't know,
I
when
think
you can-
he's
when you can like have unlimited strength and shoot lasers out your eye. Can't Superman shoot lasers?
But
out
he's
his eye?
also
Come on.
very weak in a lot of ways. I mean, depending on whether you consider that to be his weakness to kryptonite, his more his upbringing as a weakness because of like the sentimentality that he's been instilled with him from the Kents, and like this wanting to sort of make people happy and like serve more or less the human race and things like that, save people. I mean, there are those weaknesses there where Batman will take those people out in a hostage situation or something like that. Take them out of the equation in his own way in order to get to the final result. So I gotta go with Batman. I cannot, in good conscience, go against Batman.
How about that? I think mortality would be the small, very
Okay.
small yet big Achilles heel.
It is an Achilles heel, but it also, like, Superman gets his powers from the sun. So even if he were in a different planet away from the sun, because it comes from like the yellow sun, so
I
like if
see.
it's like a red sun, for example, which I think is where like Krypton was when before it blew up, I think that they basically are just humans that are just have advanced technology almost. So it's kind of, he's just a product of his environment. So if you can kind of take that away to some degree, like he's done in Batman v Superman or like the Dark Knight comic where he uses like his mech suit and like all these extra pieces and he knows how to beat him, I can't fault him for that. He's got the leg up.
All right. Well, I'll let you be wrong on that, but that's fine. So
We got Nerd Affiliated in the chat. What's up, my friend? How are you?
Hey,
Sorry,
welcome,
he came in.
welcome to the dumpster fire, which is our show that we're
That's okay.
we're hosting right now.
It's warm.
I would say our show is it would almost be awesome. I think it would be a very not well oiled, put together, or even produced show. It would be a decent show if if once we go back in this, in the audio recording of the posters is there, because that was like so funny. Your input on all of that. So I'm hoping I can go back and see that.
I don't think it was there, but we will, fingers crossed. I had a good commentary on Spider-Man posters that I didn't realize my mic thingy wasn't playing on that scene until very late. So
yeah, so Nerd Affiliate, when you go back and watch that, just a heads up, you know, this show has already taken its twists and turns for the worst.
it's a work in progress. Episode 1. It is what it is. He knows all about it. He does his stream every Thursday.
He's a pro.
He is a pro of overcoming the
judge us for not
difficulties.
being pros.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So next Ask Me Anything question. Let's see.
Throw us a good one, Joey. We need something strong. Okay, I'll ask you one. I'll ask you something before we jump in. You're the Star Wars expert. Would you choose? And I know this is going out on a limb, but I want to test your loyalties here. I'm not going to ask you to rank the Star Wars movies. Which one's your favorite? I feel like everybody's probably going to say around the same one or two. But if you were to choose between Star Wars and Star Trek, I have a feeling you would go with Star Wars just because of the pretense, but would you ever cross the line and go into Star Trek?
So, I have seen bits and pieces of like a lot of the Star Trek movies, and even the shows, the TV show, the old TV show. I just don't like Star Trek.
How can you not?
I don't know. It's just I try. I want to be in the Star Trek community. I want to know what's going on, but I don't know. There's something about Star Wars where it's the political aspect, the war aspect, and the
star aspect. It's
the
got
star,
stars. It's got
war,
wars.
and the oars. It's all of those things combined. That's why I love it. But I tried Star Trek, and I don't know. It's never hit for me. Never hit right for me. So.
All right.
And of course, I think I'd have to give up my title if I said otherwise. So, but pretense aside.
Okay, let's find out then, just for I don't know, kicks and giggles. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? Are you gonna throw me a curveball and it be something actually different, or will you go with the consensus? Let's find out.
There's not very many. There's probably one Star Wars movie I do not like, and that's The Force Awakens. I do not like it at all.
Really?
It's so controversial
that's probably like one of my top favorites.
Yeah, it's not. I saw that movie one time in theaters, and I said I would never see it again, and I still haven't. When it came out, 5 years ago or something. So I don't like that movie. And then my takes on my favorite Star Wars movies are always, not always, but it's kind of against probably mainstream. So Empire Strikes Back is a classic. I do love Empire Strikes Back. But also I love Episode 2, which is hated. And Episode 1.
You are like the opposite of every Star Wars fan. You might even lose your title in this episode. We're only on Episode 1. We're 1 hour into this job, and you might be losing your title, sir.
No, I don't know. I really like this. There's so much build-up and story that leads us to, and I grew up watching Episode 2, so it's so ingrained in me. I remember when I was a kid, I would jump on my bed. Me and my brother would have lightsaber fights to Episode 2 in the background. That's a vivid memory for me. So I love Episode 2. I love Episode 1. I love Episode 3. I love Empire Strikes Back. Could watch that all the time. Empire Strikes Back is definitely my favorite of the older movies. The Last Jedi, I loved. I love the Yoda scene in that, which a lot of people hated. But I really like the connection between that it kind of threw back to fans. And The Rise of Skywalker. So I loved it all. I just didn't like Force Awakens.
I feel like it's so controversial to not like The Force Awakens, but to like The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
I mean, it has its moments, don't get me wrong. But, the Palpatine thing it's just like, did we have to bring that back?
No, we didn't.
Could we have not done anything else than Palpatine?
We didn't have to, but I get goosebumps every time all of the ships show up. I've watched that one a bunch of times, and every time all the ships show up, I get goosebumps. And when Yoda lit the tree on fire, or I think he did that. When the lightning struck
the sacred
tree,
text.
The text. that gave me goosebumps, and just. But like I said, I saw the first one. I couldn't tell you one line from the first movie. I couldn't tell you one.
First one's the best one. I don't know what you're doing over there.
I was so excited for that movie, and it was such a letdown when I went and saw it. And I think it's a big part of it was because I wasn't ready to accept the actor they picked for Kylo Ren. What's his name?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. I don't know. He looked like a weird dude at the time.
But you don't mind him in the other two.
Yeah. I grew to it, but I think so much hate already was for that movie. That's why I was like, maybe I'll change my mind one day. But I didn't like it. So yeah, I appreciate that question because that one, that one always gets me thrown under the bus in the community. In Star Wars community.
I think your alliances have been made very apparent in this episode.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic back to you.
All right. So I got a couple more questions. Hey, and if you have questions in the chat, of course, chat, we love y'all. Make sure you ask us, and just shout it out if it's for me specific, for Aaron specific,
or whether you want to do it in this one or any time. I'll answer a question.
Yeah,
I'm an open book.
Anytime. Yeah, heck yeah. So the next one we got. Let's see. Going back to my questions. What is your spirit animal? Or do you believe in spirit animals? What animal best encompasses you? Encompasses? Did I say that?
You did.
Encompasses. What encompasses you?
I don't know. I've always been partial to turtles. I love turtles.
Right?
That's the only one that comes to mind. According to my Harry Potter Patronus, I'm like a black mare, which is a horse. But that's kind of cool. I could do that.
You could be a horse. Yeah, you could be a horse.
Thank you. I don't really know what to say to that.
You have this kind of grace. When I see a horse run, I'm like, that's so
very majestic.
Carry that majestic.
So let's go with either a turtle or like a horse or something. I think those are pretty. And I think my zodiac sign is a zodiac. Is that a horse? Like year of the horse was the year I was born in.
That can be fine.
So I that's 2 for horse. So I'm gonna go with that.
All right, I've been told by an ex that
oh, this isn't gonna end well.
that my animal would be a I took it offensive because she said I would be an elephant. And I'm like, I'm not that large. I was like, what?
I don't think that's a bad thing.
But she was like, you kind of wise. You got some knowledge.
You're wise. You got like I think elephants pretty strong.
Like I would talk about things that people wouldn't talk about, and so I was like, that's nice. So I enjoyed that.
That's not bad. I mean, it could be way worse. If I was to choose,
I would want to be like. If I was to choose, though, I would say.
I'm gonna hit stop stream if you say lion.
Of course, it's Maine.
If anybody says lion or like the stereotypical ones,
I'm not gonna say like a bird either. Even though I'll be a bird because I want to fly. I wouldn't say a bird, but maybe maybe I would be like I think just like a common dog.
Another basic one. But I gotta be honest, though, I can kind of see dog more than elephant.
Dogs are loyal. They're there by your side. I've only got good things to say about myself, of course. But I'd be a snake. That's what I'd be. Sneaky.
These are all horrible.
That's
I don't
what I
like
got.
any of these. Bring up the next question.
Next question. Okay, in 40 years, what do you think people are going to be nostalgic for?
Oh my god. Well, that's actually an interesting question because I was kind of thinking about this the other day. In my deep questions, Aaron asks himself, and doesn't
Like
reach
shower
past
thoughts,
his. Not power thoughts, I would say.
No, shower thoughts.
Oh, shower thoughts. Okay.
Power thoughts. I like that though. I'm gonna have a power thought right now.
There was a video I was watching where they say power thoughts, so that's why I was like, power thoughts. No, but I was thinking the other day that I kind of feel like the age of nostalgia is slowly getting closer to an end. I don't know if you would agree with that, because there's been so many reboots of like the 80s and 90s stuff that now it's either starting to reach a little too far where it's like, okay, I really see that you're trying to copy Stranger Things, which already reached for that nostalgia already, or like with the, like I recently did the video about He-Man or Masters of the Universe,
Right.
and it wasn't even overly that great. I forgot to mention the voice acting in that one, which was a pro for it, but I got so distracted with kind of not liking it and having problems that I forgot to even mention it. Also has Mark Hamill. But I just feel like it's slowly coming to a close. Like, they're not, well, they're going to make more, but like they're not making Transformers movies right now, for example. Or like, I feel like a lot of those properties are just kind of dead, or like they've done it, but it either hasn't succeeded and they're not willing to reboot it, or they're taking so long that it's just like nobody cares anymore. Like with G.I. Joe, I personally, hot take, loved the first G.I. Joe movie. It was over the top and stupid. Nobody liked it, but it's so much fun. And then like I recently watched the second one, G.I. Joe Retaliation, in preparation for Snake Eyes before I decided to ultimately not see it. And it's a really crappy movie. Like, I thought the first... People think the first one's bad. The second one is so much worse. Like, and with The Rock, who people... is basically the people's champ. He can sell out movie tickets like nobody's business. And, like, sell a movie. He has Jungle Cruise coming out in a few days. But it was a really, really bad movie. I think probably one of the worst movies of all time. And I just feel like the nostalgia age is ending. Like, we gotta get out of it, we gotta find something else, and now our stuff is considered to be old now, so who knows what we're gonna be moving on to.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think I'm gonna agree with you on, but I'm gonna agree with you that I don't think people are gonna be nostalgic over things. But
I think
I'm
that
gonna
was
say
definitely an
because-
our generation thing, like the 80s and 90s kids for the 80s and 90s. But like now moving into like the like Gen Z and whatever you want to call whatever the name of them are,
next
Zillennials and yeah, the next one, whatever's after millennials, they don't care. They don't have that same feel and draw for nostalgia like we do. Like they could care less about what was around, or even if they do, it's stuff that we don't necessarily understand or have that same connection with. Like there was somebody talking about some show that came out, I think maybe a few years after I had stopped watching Nickelodeon or something. I'm like, I have no idea who these people are, and things move so fast now that I don't think that they have the time to care either. Like they're already talking about Chadwick or whoever, these people that have names and faces I don't recognize that are like on TikTok or whatever. So they don't have that same draw for nostalgia. So I don't think there will be another nostalgia renaissance, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna agree with you too, and I think you were just hitting on what I was gonna say, is that everything nowadays is so since everything kind of is digital, everything is forever. When they used to say, don't put that on the internet because it's internet's forever. That's everything is will live on forever somewhere in an archive, in a database somewhere. It can always be dug up. And even if I were to look at like YouTube content from 10 years, it's crazy to think YouTube's been around for longer than 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah.
So
2005 I think was when it.
Yeah, so I mean, you can go and look at content from 2005, and you're like, this will always exist, somewhere on some database. So, and then you were talking on, these people that are these younger generations are watching now. Those people will always be, even if they were to drop off, social wise, they would always be internalized in this, forever internet. So I think you're right. I think we're probably the last generation of nostalgia. It's sad to say. I'm nostalgic that we won't have nostalgia anymore. That's what we're going to be nostalgic over. Remember when we used to remember things? So
I remember that.
That's a tough one. Let's see. This was a funny one. What are the unwritten rules of where you work? So, that's I'm gonna think on this one just for a minute.
This is a company live stream, Joey.
I know.
You're exposing us.
The unwritten rules are
I'm not gonna even answer
always.
it. That one's
Excellence always is the unwritten rule.
I plead the fifth. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, next one. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza?
I'm for it.
Oh yeah.
Now, I love me a good Hawaiian pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. But it's not something that you have to have every time you have pizza. Like,
Yeah.
I marginally have pepperoni or like some other thing. But occasionally you just want something different. And a good Hawaiian pizza, pineapple on pizza, I'm for it. I love barbecue chicken pizza. People probably think that's weird. But it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
I've only recently grown to pineapple on pizza. This is like this year, probably last 6 months.
Now I want pineapple pizza. Thanks a lot, Joey.
I have. I know. And the way I eat it, I have pineapple, pepperoni, jalapeno. So you get like that spicy sweet. Dip it in some ranch. That's good stuff. So but before that, I was like pineapple on your pizza, and it's burn you on the steak type of thing.
At least you joined one of the right sides of the conversation today.
Right.
You've been on the wrong side almost this entire stream.
Let's see. Here's one for you. Which body part do you wish you could detach, and why?
Ooh. I feel like anything related to your spine. Like, if you could just, like, take your spine, whether it be, like, from your neck or, like, your lower back and, like, decompress it and just, like, stretch it out every so often. Like, if you could just give it a good crack, I mean, I try. I used to be able to crack my back all the time. Now I can't even do that. Like, I hurt myself picking up my son 3 hours before the stream, and I feel like I want to die. But, like, anything with the spine for me.
Yeah, I didn't have anything as creative as that. I don't know,
I don't know.
So I couldn't lose it. So I'm gonna go with that. That was a good one. And I guess we'll end up the Ask Me Anything questions with one more.
Yep.
If you had one superpower, even if it's something that hasn't been done in the superhero realm, I got to know, what would it be? And before you answer, I wanna give you my answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
I was asked this question.
This is like the job interview question, or like the getting to know you question.
That's all this has been, Aaron, is a big interview. Welcome to the team.
Oh, thank God. Had me worried there for a minute. I was like,
But, so I was asked this question growing up with one of my childhood friends. And, or we were asking each other maybe this question. And, I was like, oh, I want to fly, or I want to be invisible. But his answer was, maybe he like pulled it from a book or something. But his answer was, I would want to be able to reach into a screen and grab whatever it is that's on the other side. So, new game system, reach in, pull it out. Cool. New stack of cash, reach in, grab it, pull it out. That would be a crazy superpower to have.
I have not heard that one before.
Yeah, it's like so, and I'm like 8 years old. I'm like, wow.
I'm proud of Joey's
awesome.
friend.
That was really, and that has stuck with me to this day. And hardly talk to that childhood friend. So that was something that stuck with me for like ever.
Kind of impressed.
So what would your superpower
My
be?
go-to answer whenever I'm asked this question, because I feel like I'm the type of person that can never make up their mind, or it takes forever to make a decision. So I'm the type of person to be like, I don't want just like one superpower, just like the ability to like have other, like take your superpower for like whatever until I touch the next person, like, or whatever, like kind of like Rogue, but without like all the crippling parts of it. I don't know, just something like that where you can be a little bit more flexible, do different things. I don't want to be put in a box that just like, oh, you know, I just have the ability to fly. Is it convenient? Sure. I mean, teleport might be number 2 on that list. I don't even want to fly because that's still going to take some time. I just want to be there. Just be there, be out. Deuces,
Well,
like.
I like your idea of being able to like touch somebody and get that superpower, but what if you're the only one with powers?
Impossible.
That would be a big impossible. Okay, fair enough.
That was not the question.
Fair enough. Superhero world.
If we're in a world where superpowers exist, I mean, there's got to be. I mean, we're in a world where just humans exist, to our knowledge, but doesn't mean I don't believe that there's some other life out there, not necessarily like little green guys, but I mean, I feel like there's got to be a sense that you're not alone. So there's got to be more, you know, at least for me. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's definitely a topic we should hit. Maybe we'll start the show off next time
on a more lighter tone.
Yes, noted. No.
Bring a better news story.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like a great idea when I was putting this together. I even told Russ, the CEO, about it. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." So noted. But let's I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up the show.
Sounds good.
For what's left of it, and yeah, we appreciate you coming, for sticking around as long as you did. It was a little bumpy along the way, but we're still figuring out things, still getting used to things, and yeah, we hope to see you next week. We're gonna do this next week as well, and then hopefully continue it, you know, weekly with all of our other weekly content, and soon, you know, weekly streams, watch parties.
We're gonna have back-to-back watch parties coming up.
Oh
So-
gosh, it's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm excited for those watch parties. There's a lot less talking that we have to do.
There is, and there's a lot less just there's a lot more reacting, I should say. So these shows are definitely a different breed, but they're a lot of fun just to talk about whatever random stuff.
For sure. So I guess that's gonna be all. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, hit the like button. Follow us on social media. That way you can be involved on new topics coming up. If you don't want to do that, just make sure you're subscribed, because we send out this, you know, similar stuff on our YouTube community page, and you'll be able to check that out as well. So that's where we're gonna leave this for now. Aaron, do you have any last
Check out all of my videos specifically on the Anime
Yes.
Pro Company YouTube channel. Make sure to watch them in their entirety to help us with our watch time, and leave thumbs up on all of them. Also, be sure to check out my personal channel, where just Aaron Waller YT, or Aaron Waller on YouTube, whatever. I'm doing a series right now, which is getting very close to finishing up, which is the Revisiting the MCU series. On August the 19th, based on the schedule, is going to be the epic ranking, where we're going to be ranking the MCU from worst to best. I don't know if I'm going to do that live yet. I haven't
I was
decided.
just about to say, that would be a fun.
I might do it live. I haven't decided. We'll see. But that's going to be coming up soon. And I just did my review for Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. So both Part 1 and Part 2 reviews are currently up on my channel. And yeah, make sure to come back on Saturday for the new History Of. I'm currently in process of editing it, and I'm super excited for it.
You gonna give us a hint on who we have?
I mean, I guess I could say it's related to an upcoming property or like live stream that we're going to be doing. I think that's about as much of a hint as I want to drop.
All right. Sweet. All right. Well, then that's going to conclude the show. We appreciate you sticking around again, and we will see you all in the next video. catch
Bye,
up then. I
guys.
think Jake's got a video coming out tomorrow, so
Oh,
we'll
nice.
catch y'all over there.
All right. See you guys later.
All right. Bye.